And live at 5, a controversial method used to help children learn to read for decades is now outlawed in Georgia classrooms.
Well, Governor Kemp just signed that new legislation today following multiple Atlanta News First investigations. Investigator Andy Parati spoke with parents and lawmakers about the new law.
The legislation is part of a push to address Georgia's literacy crisis. About 70% of fourth graders in the state cannot read proficiently, according to a state assessment. Governor Kemp signed the legislation this afternoon as parents and the bill's sponsor, Representative Bethany Ballard, a former school teacher, looked on. What the law bans is 3Qing, a method where kids sample the letters and the words in the text, relying mostly on prediction and context for comprehension, often using pictures on the page to cue young readers to learn words. Some experts believe cueing doesn't put enough emphasis on phonetics or sounding out words. The bill also removes reading recovery as a state-approved reading intervention program used to help struggling first graders for decades. A 2023 University of Delaware study found it can be harmful to children.
This means that those types of curricula that have been proven not to work will no longer be used. Our children will be taught with foundational principles that have been proven to work.
It's about every kid in the state of Georgia becoming a proficient reader, and now we have really strong laws. And to be surrounded by so many fellow advocates, we carry similar stories. It was a little emotional.
About 19 other states have banned 3Qing. Lawmakers and parents hope the governor signs another piece of legislation they believe will improve literacy rates in the state. That bill will overhaul state-approved teacher preparation programs to align with the science of reading, a state-mandated set of curricula based on evidence-based instruction. At the state capitol, I'm Andy Parati. Atlanta News First investigates.